I'm sure some of you probably thought that I have moved on. Well, reports of my demise are greatly exaggerated. No matter how many people
Evoking the
probably.
quality of tonight's show.
Yeah. My sleeping powers are on like full bore right now, to say the least.
I would
Welcome to,
imagine so.
dear God, welcome to another edition of the WWE Raw Popcast. It is November 7th, soon to be November 8th, and we got a lot in store for you guys tonight. This is the return of Wrestling Popcaster on the Popcast Network. Notice things are a little bit different tonight. Travis has been really busy with work and school, mainly school, pretty much all school. And we've had some, let's just say, personnel changes in the network. So things are going to be a little bit different, but I can assure you that everybody that is going to be coming on board, you're going to enjoy. So you'll get some new, fresh perspectives of people's opinions on pro wrestling. But first, before I do that, I have to introduce my partner in crime, since we're going old school, and that would be Ashley.
I think you won by seeing Bill and Ted God knows how many times through some of the
82.
And again, the collapse of whatever the hell has been going on with TNA has been pretty good entertainment, and that isn't even the kayfabe stuff.
Oh boy, we'll talk about that on Wednesday.
Yep.
And anybody that was checking out the videos, there were a couple sipping snacks that were posted. Obviously, Owen doesn't drink, but I know someone who does, and that would be the man that will soon become my roommate, and that would be Great Traveling Scott.
What's up? Live from the road from Texas. Well, I was in Dallas just a little bit ago, so home of this past year's WrestleMania.
Wow.
That stadium is huge.
It's interesting. I mean, for those of you that don't know, obviously you don't, because Scott's new to the network. This is the official, coronation into the network. I will say right now that Scott is a truck driver. So
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise. Being a truck driver, Scott's always on the go. Let's put it that way.
Yes, I'm always on the go, going from one end of the country to the other, but halfway. I don't go west, but I mainly stay east of Mississippi. I go everywhere. So I'm on my way to Atlanta right now, and then I'll be heading up to Indianapolis for Thursday morning. So put out about, by the time Thursday comes around in a week, I'd probably done about 4,000 miles.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah, I'm nuts. I'm crazy. It's stupid, too.
Some would say I'm all of the above, so that proves our compatibility as roommates.
Virtual high five.
Self high five. Yeah.
Thanks for having me on the show. It's pretty cool to get back into some sort of podcast and to do it on the Popcast Network.
So another thing I'll warn you guys of in advance, because of Scott traveling, the Wi-Fi, some of its connections may not be the clearest and the strongest, so if there's any cutouts, my apologies. It'll be just like
and I'm currently mobile, so it's even worse.
Oh gosh, it's even worse. So yeah, we just watched Raw. I mean, okay.
Sorry, the way you just said it, So it was just what's wrong. It was like, we didn't mean it to be, a tribulation, but it was a taped show from the UK. So it was going to be, because these guys are having to go all around Europe and wrestle night in, night out and not get a break until the night after next week's Raw.
Oh my God, that's crazy. It's a breakneck pace of WWE. It's just getting to people.
Money, money,
Yep.
money.
Exactly. So, basically, this being a tape show, we already knew what the results were going to be. But we still wanted to see how this train wreck unfolded. That's a good way to put it, to be honest. These shows, these tape shows, I mean, say what you want about TNA, and no one really said anything about NXT when it comes to talking down on them. But I will state right now that these taped Raw shows are abysmal, and they are a chore to get through.
That I will agree with.
This is quite possibly a really terrible way for me to be reintroduced back to the WWE product. As always, Ashley dropped out. He'll be back momentarily. And he's back now. Ashley, welcome back.
Maybe.
Oh, God, here we go again.
And I'm mobile, going through middle of nowhere, Texas. Crazy.
Oh, speaking of crazy, welcome. Not this isn't disrespect. I think it's crazy that it's actually after all this time he has returned. Welcome Jeremy Mills back to chat. Yes, we missed you too, Jeremy. Oh God, I've got a pair of Ashleys now. That's not good.
Hang on.
Okay.
I was trying to fix it because it was being stupid. Something that I shouldn't have, so it went wrong.
The Ryback autocorrect thing is back.
Welcome to the beauty of live broadcasting.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Google, you bastard. So Stephanie shows up and informs everybody that Foley isn't there. So basically, that's a double fuck you to Glasgow. Because one, he isn't there. They pulled him from the ICW show by the series. But basically, Glasgow doesn't get Foley. I smell conspiracy theory, but whatever.
No, that's Versus next week. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Watch.
So everyone, according to Stephanie, is about the great between down and Raw. Bullshit. Nobody gives the flying shit about any of this. Further proof. How many adverts do you see for Raw on SmackDown, and how many adverts for SmackDown do you see on Raw? A metric shit ton. And yes, that is a technical term. So she brings 5. First is Kevin to a good response. Second, Jericho to a probably better response. Roman to the Kevin Dunmuted booth. Hey, Kevin! You just made the list! Then Braun Strowman, and I was just like, fuck is this guy? I have no clue. He's some big bloke. Are we supposed to care about him? Oh, he's like Baron Corbin. We don't care about him, right? Good. And then it's like, who's the fifth? And out comes Seth Rollins.
Of course.
And Kevin says, come on, this has got to be some sort of joke. There's got to be somebody better than him. And Seth's like, look, she needs me. I've been given some pretty good promises to be part of this team. And Stephanie runs through all the SmackDown people and how, you know, Dean was once with the Shield, so, you know, he's got to take him out. You know, Kevin's a better champ than AJ. All 5 should be on Chris Jericho's list. And how Braun Strowman was being held back by the Wyatts. Again, I call bullshit.
Oh my god.
Epic bullshit. So they start smack talk between the whole lot of us, which ends in a when Braun Strowman basically destroys everybody but Roman Reigns, which is stupid because nobody gives a shit about Braun Strowman or Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
So then Stephanie comes out and says, look, you need to sort this out. So we're having a fatal 5-way. Because shit. God. So yeah, that opens the show. Then we get the confirmation of the exclusive Raw superstars of the Cruiserweight division are gonna be on SmackDown post-show. Huh?
Oh my god.
I mean, get it. You showcase them off a bit more. But logically, why wouldn't you try and do like when Raw? Then, you know, the opposition that you need to get is on. Especially because they're actually doing it live, not taped. So that means SmackDown is becoming a 3-hour show.
Oh god, no.
Except it's not a 3-hour show. It's 2 hours of SmackDown and then an hour of 205 Live. Which sounds like a radio show that, you know, you'll be hearing on your truck. It's 205 Live. Now it's You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. Bang! Downers.
Oh my god.
The name sort of makes sense, but also not. Because it's not even on at 2:05 in the morning anywhere. If it was like the 6:05, you know, Superstation thing, it would make sense.
And Raw?
I am seriously done. Seriously done with 3-hour wrestling product that's not on pay-per-view.
Well, no. I'm done with 4-hour pay-per-view.
I'm way done with 4-hour pay-per-view.
6. Well, WrestleMania was a drag to get through.
Yeah. Well,
Right side, you don't have to deal with that next year.
Yeah, but it's probably way different in person.
Agreed.
oh,
I mean,
hell,
at
that was
least
all the buggers that were stuck outside for like an hour.
right.
They fucked up the bloody venue. Dumb shit.
That's happened to me plenty of
Yeah.
times. In 2012, I got there early, but waiting in line in the cold for like 2 hours, and then they open up the gates at freaking 15 minutes to the freaking start of the pre-show. Like, even what the hell?
Yeah, let's hope Orlando doesn't make the same mistake.
Yeah.
Don't think that'll happen.
It might do. I'm not ruling it out. Because they'll probably go, right, ladies and gentlemen, this week on the WWE Network, who needs only 5 hours live pre-show? You have 9 hours, including a post-show, which means 11 hours. It's like, oh. I don't think WWE realizes that there's such a thing as fatigue. Anyway. So then we actually get into the first match. Sin Cara doesn't get an entrance. That's what you get for the fight with Chris Jericho. So Rick makes his entrance, then he's got a weird alternative flag.
Mm.
It's got like him holding the belt and like the devil with him or something. I don't get it.
What is with the weird characters in the Cruiserweight division?
Well, you know, now that you're here, we can say what the fuck is up with the Cruiserweight division. Because it's like, it's already on life support already. Because most of the American audience don't give a shit about it.
You're right.
And when they put it on, they keep putting fucking tag matches or six-mans. This is what happened to the Divas division last year. You know, I was ranting about, you know, Divas division is alive and well, even though you want to call it the women's division. You keep having 6-woman tag matches. And all they can do week in and week out is, here's a tag match, here's a 6-man, here's a tag match, here's a tag match, here's a 6-man tag, another 6-man tag, and another one, and another one. DJ Khaled and another one. You know, you know, they can't. And the thing is, when they do singles matches like the team for the title, we have shit storylines like, DJ, I want you to let me beat you. Yeah, that really does the credibility of wrestling. Really. Oh. I mean,
Well, it sure makes me excited.
They did the right thing tonight by bringing out Noam Dar for his debut, sort of in his backyard.
Right.
Probably saved the whole segment. Because, you know, the man behind the Champagne Symphony bar was pretty over.
To say the least.
The great thing, though, there were clear ICW champions by Kevin Dunn. Kevin? You just made the list!
Oh boy.
This is going to end every time Kevin fucks up. He's going on this list. I call it the list of Kevin. Well, no, there is an extension, but we'll get to that later. So yeah, opening match, Sin Cara and Swan taking on Dar and the definitive article Brian Kendrick, because that gimmick worked 9 years ago, you stupid shit.
I don't like Brian Kendrick right now. His gimmick is, I just don't get it. It's the same as before.
Yeah. Oh, I'm a changed man. I'm doing the same gimmick that I did 7 years ago. Fuck you.
Just with longer hair and a goatee.
Oh my god. He's come a long way from Spanky, though.
I preferred him as Spanky.
I think I did too, actually.
Spanky, he had potential. Now he's just... Fuck you!
I just don't get him as a heel. I think he was more of the babyface. I mean, when he last was, here. But it's like, it's a head scratcher. Like, okay, you just got new life to your career because of the Cruiserweight Classic. And you were one of the first 8 that were signed. Yeah, go you. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Fair point.
You.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, he's doing great work. It's just his character is just kind of there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had a buddy tell me that if they were going to do the Cruiserweight Classic, which they did, they should have just did it as a separate. They should just keep the Cruiserweights on a separate show. It'd kind of be like it would have that NXT feeling to it, and it would get you know, more exposure that way. Having them mixed in with Raw, I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
If you kept it as NXT followed by some sort of cruiserweight show like 205, even if it isn't live, that'd be the best 2 hours of wrestling put out by anybody.
Oh, exactly. Especially if you have, Mark, and I really botch his freaking last name all the damn time. Morano or that. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, that dude. I'll just call him Eminem.
No.
John
Morrison and bloody Joey
Molina.
Mercury were brilliant.
Mercury, Molina.
Don't remind me of a good tag team when we've got a division full of the fucking shining stars. We'll get to those later.
What is that, like the third gimmick change in the last 3 years for them?
What I'm saying there is in place of Owen because he can't say any of those words.
Thank you. Ashley understands. We have an understanding right now that things I can't say, he will say. So I'm good.
But yeah, Mark and Daniel called a great Cruiserweight Classic. As far as I know, Mark's going to be continuing to calling what the new Cruiserweight show or whatever.
Yeah, Morrow and Corey Graves are going to do it.
Corey Graves. I don't like Corey Graves on Raw.
On Monday night, and then one is following just to do the hour of bloody stuff after SmackDown. There's this secret in both shows. They just get rid of Thunder and JBL. Please God, he's fucking God.
I'm glad he's not on Raw anymore.
Who, Otunga?
Oh, God. No, I'm glad. I don't know anymore. I hate the brand extension so much.
You're supposed to care about it, though. Whose
I
side
don't.
are you on? I'm on team I don't give a fuck.
Yes. Count me on that team as well.
Hang on, that's 2 people. We just need 3, and then we might be able to be a third team. You don't just need the red party and the blue party. There needs to be a third party. The Survivor Series.
Well, apparently it's purple because that's the official color of the Cruiserweight. It's like yellow is the official color of NXT.
So technically, we can be Team Bailey.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm a hugger. I'll hug her to death. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Oh, God.
It's a shame we're talking about this because the actual match, compared to quite a lot of the other show, was actually not that bad. This mainly because it's Rich Swann and Hendrick. And
Swan's badass.
This is where if I wasn't having to go on the tablet, I'd be doing the Cookie Monster of one of these things. It's not like the other things.
Yes. Okay. All right. First off, here's the issue. Before we get to the match, and you know I'm going to because that's how I do things. You are correct. One of these things is not like the other. Sin Cara sticks out like a sore thumb here. I don't know what it is about the gimmick. It's not Mystico. It's not Unico. It's the gimmick of Sin Cara itself. It comes with an albatross around its neck. It creates nothing but problems. Yeah.
Well, that character is always whoever's playing him. The wrestler, because we know there's been a few, is always gets injured. Well, Unico, yeah. The original Sin Cara always was injured. It's a cursed character.
He doesn't get injured. Unico doesn't get injured. Sin Cara did because he was actually
That's-
Sin Cara. That's it.
Right.
But
True.
tonight, would you say it was his botch or Dar's botch with the clothesline over the rope sewing?
It's easier to blame him.
Yeah.
But I will say that if no one was going to mess up in his hometown, it was going to be basically because he was trying to get everything in because they only had like 2 minutes to do anything.
Crowd came unglued for him,
They should.
which is usually weird by WWE standards because they usually humiliate you in your hometown crowd.
Like Ashley alluded to.
Not for somebody like that. Hell, even I'm thinking this.
Whoa, Ashley, we lost most of what you just said.
Yeah, I can barely hear you.
He got pyro and everything, didn't he, for his entrance?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just because he's in Glasgow, whether that's now going to be a running thing and they're unclear.
Huh. Well, it was a solid match. No shock to anybody. I very much enjoyed it. It basically ended with... Oh, it's funny because Sin Cara low bridges Noam Dar over the top, and he gets booed for it.
Good. He just made the list. Legit.
Exactly. He hits the Senton Atomico to the outside, and in the ring, Rick Swan with the body scissors forward roll gets the 3 count. After the match is over, Kendrick berates Noam Dar, saying that he lost the match for the team. He cheap shots him, and then basically Dar takes back over to the delight of the crowd, kicks the leg out, hits a round kick to send Kendrick packing. So solid match for what it was. They didn't give it enough time, but I'm not really surprised.
Yeah, me either. I mean, the closing angle was a pretty good rub for the the hometown kid.
He deserved it.
Yeah.
Next.
Where Stephanie's on the phone that may or may not exist.
Yeah.
Because I know Matthew, but Botchmania managed to get a note that the last time they did this angle, she had the phone on just the numbers rather than actually calling anybody. So I don't know if it happened. I think they audit how to use Zoom. Probably. Goes on tape.
Does she realize that they have HD cameras that people can pause and then, screenshot and then zoom in?
No, that's too easy.
Right.
Too easy.
She can pocket dial me, too. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
So, Sally, and she goes, "Yeah, I hate you." Like, right. So, and she's basically like, "Well, you weren't supposed to be in this match at all. I don't know why you are." I think Rusev is a better opponent for Dolph Ziggler Survivor Series. But because of Foley, I'm gonna set up a one-on-one match, and whoever wins it between me and Beth gets the shot against Ziggler at Survivor Series. So, yeah, that happened. Weirdly building to probably one of the better matches of the night, but we'll get to that. Then we've
Right.
got the tag match clusterfuck. So Enzo and Cass come out, followed by Gallows and Anderson, followed by Golden Truth, followed by Cesaro, and then we get an advert saying, "Oh, chosen anybody else? Voting figures are going down. People are going to refuse to vote as well." Do they not realise that? Bloody hell. Then James comes out. Of course, there's booze. They keep squabbling between each other in the club. Enzo and Cass saying, Sheamus needs to worry about being in the sun too long. Cesaro actually sort of saved it by saying, "Why don't we just call you the Red Rooster?"
That was funny.
I thought the whole segment was pretty funny, especially between Cesaro and Sheamus.
They did pretty well. Enzo and Cass did pretty well. I don't want to say Gallows and Anderson had no right to be there, but they didn't. They're sort of a class above, but at the same time a class completely below these guys. A chance to actually have them. If you haven't seen the I think it was a 6-man tag in New Japan, like late last year, when it was the Kingdom of Taven, Bennett, and Cole, I think, taking on the Bullet Club of Yujiro and Gallows and Anderson. And when Maria shook her ass on the apron, Carl Anderson was like, "Yeah, I'm into it. Yeah, that ass. And then Gallows came in and said, "Whoa, we need to focus, man. We need to, man, that ass."
I think I saw that clip somewhere.
That's the kind of thing we need from these guys, not, "Yeah, we're serious."
No. The problem is actually they brought him in as world beaters and it worked great, but then they killed him off really quickly, and they keep beating them and beating them and beating them, and their aura is now dead.
And the Bullet Club has yet to surface.
They won't now.
Baylor Club, whatever.
So they do all that. Then, of course, Monsieur
The New Day arrives. I think we lost him again. Oh, wait, no mind.
A computer rather than off a tablet.
Oh my god, I actually can hear you again. Sweet.
and then I randomly left it. I have no clue what this shit's going on.
We're talking about the New Day showing up.
I know. I'm just trying to work out what's going on with the computer. It's hissing now. I've got a snake inside my computer. What the shit? So I'm trying to work out what it is. It is that. Something broke. So yeah, it's not really New Day, it's Mel Gibson Day. Because out come New Day, dressed like William Wallace, Braveheart style.
I laughed hard.
Like, man, why couldn't you play the bagpipes? Like, well, this is Francesca's Scottish cousin Agnes. Crowd cousin Agnes. Agnes bagpipe. And Raw's back. This is why I love professional wrestling. That's true.
I'll give you that.
Did you catch?
There is one bit where Biggie like Braveheart speak. And it's just like, like you need one chance, and then because it's an ICW crowd, they go, one chance! Nobody in the rest of the world will care. You're an ICW watcher, you've seen any of their stuff. You know, when anything is announced to be one fall, everybody in the crowd shouts one fall. So that's why I honestly think if Xavier was given to write that, or let Jacobs, because he knows this is, to write that line, they got the right response. Probably pissed off a bit. Good. But yeah, there's even Shane sort of won over by them. I guess because the team was not, even though he was against them, or that he was the team leader. And Enzo and Cass were with it, and the club do not give a shit about Blasphemy. Despite the fact they were having pretty good fun with fucking pumpkins last week. Also, shout out to Corey Graves for talking about Smashing Pumpkins, not doing any oblique reference to TNA. I know what you meant, Corey. Lovely fucking key. So this then built a non-title match. Bob or Good Brothers. Considering that they sort of tweeted that a couple of weeks back, I think we're actually going with a Good Brothers. Taking on Kofi and Big E of New Day. Yes, Xavier was actually doing his job of being the third guy, rather than being the second guy, because the hometown guy can't wrestle anymore. What the hell were you thinking, WWE last week? What the hell? Anywho.
Mm-hmm. So, just typical match between the two. We got down to the finish. Finishers galore hits. Kofi gets a hot tag, and he hits the double chops, and then the leaping clothesline. It's the boom drop. Goes for Trouble in Paradise. He gets ducked, and he hits the flying body press off the spring to the top. So they go back and forth for a bit. They set up the midnight hour, and it gets stopped by a super kick. All of a sudden, there's a really awkward spot where Kofi gets caught off the top, and he's supposed to be spine busted by Carl Anderson. They kind of just stop, and they repeat the spot, and then afterwards, they hit the magic killer, and the Good Brothers get the win. Just another formulaic tag match.
I think the best part about the whole segment, besides, and I'm not even talking really about the match, was when Sheamus almost backhand freaking Cesaro.
Yeah.
Cesaro just backed up. Don't do that again.
I'll give you that.
This is where your identity and I'm Jason Statham.
'All right. 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 '
then, after all that, cut to backstage, and it's Goldust and R-Truth. Like, wow, I'm looking forward to Survivor. And then R-Truth's like, man, I gave up our tag team spot for a timeshare. And immediately I'm going, wait, you're taking out a team likely a fuck about, replacing them with a team nobody, not even the wrestlers to give themselves. Good. Hashtag not. Yeah. The closer and closer we get to stars, the better. Because this gimmick is just getting stupid.
Getting stupid?
Oh, it's been there. Long time ago.
No, the more it goes on, the more it gets even stupider than the stupid it is. If you look right in the air, you know, where the atmosphere is, you know, where the sky turns into space, that's where this gimmick will happen. We're at the new rock bottom. The thing is, when we get to next week, where we are today, and where we'll be next week on the ground. So we've gone as far as the week before. It's exponential. Until this gimmick dies, and they just become two wrestlers that don't need gimmick. Or is that too old-fashioned?
I think Epico should just come back as his brother of Carlito. And just spit apples in people's faces.
You mean Carlito? Which is what me and Owen, well, Owen took day one.
Yes.
Because this is what is the Primo and Epico's like third gimmick in like the last like 2-3 years. It's terrible.
Epico and Primo. So then they became hostile.
Yeah.
Ever given a fucking primetime players?
Yeah, bring back Crime Time.
Well, did they actually show up on SmackDown, or was that just a rumor?
I think you'll find they showed up at Double Dare for AIW this past weekend. We'll get to that on Wednesday.
Okay, that makes sense.
They did wrestle this week, just not in SmackDown.
Crime Time?
Yeah. Trust me, I've got about 15 years worth of gold. That's not even the stuff I missed. That's just the past weekend. Apparently everybody wanted to have their bloody right before the election. Holy shit. Ring of Honor to John Wrestling after just a metric shit. So yeah, we've got all that. So I'll try to come not Wednesday. Try and probably do tomorrow. So you're not just like moral of the story is DNA stuff. So then I'm not even a US citizen now. I want to vote for a president. That's how you vote. when you manhandle me? You stupid, and then Owens cuts him off and goes, you stupendous individual. Yeah. This needs to be, Team Kevin and Chris and Braun. Isn't that right, Chris? He's like glancing at him and he's like, yes, we need you. And then Braun's like, I'm on Team Braun, and everyone goes, who gives a fuck about Strowman? Who gives a fuck about Strowman? Who gives a fuck about Strowman? No one. Yeah, you're not getting an end. You did. You end up in a Braun Strowman. I mean, seriously, this guy doesn't. He and Baron Corbin should go to NXT, actually learning how to, rather than coming up.
I don't know what they see in him at all.
He's a big guy. That's all they see.
That's it, and that's not enough.
Yeah! Oh, God, yeah, big man! Where's my steroids?
Yep, that's pretty much right.
He doesn't have any, he doesn't have the it factor. He's got the size advantage, obviously.
He's got the shit
But,
factor.
Yes.
But I'll just...
An H. You were perfectly correct.
If you want to compare him to... I mean, the next biggest guy that's the same size as him is Big Cass. But I can see Vince getting behind more Big Cass for the baby face. The next big baby face, if we ever get one. That's homegrown, so to speak. Because, I don't know. You're never going to have somebody like, Cena that could polarize a crowd. But then again, I think Cass and, Cass and Enzo, for now, are that. I mean, Cesaro's up there. There's a lot of guys, but as far as, homegrown talent, I think, a Cass could be the next, big star. But as far as, huge star, I don't see anything in Braun Strowman and why they're pushing him. Or Roman Reigns, for that matter.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody really sees anything in either one of them, but I mean, obviously the company does, so that's what we have to deal with. We're not the target demographic, and we haven't been for a long time.
Wow. For a few brief weeks, when, we cared about the list. This week, failed to mention the list anywhere. Because, we don't want the show being hijacked. We'll get to that. Because first, we need to talk about this match, which I guess was for the final place, even though it wasn't, but it
Oh, real quick, before we go into that, Ashley, can you tell me why Emma's being changed?
Oh, to
Again?
Emelina?
Yeah.
Because I don't want... I mean, I honestly don't know. They started this gimmick in and around the time the Brangelina split sort of happened. So I guess that's why they came up with the name. I think they're going into they're like Chloe Paradise.
God.
Why couldn't they come up with Emma Ryder or something? Oh,
Trust
too far?
me.
I don't know if they've actually talked about that on television yet.
No.
Well, don't worry. Total Divas is back, and I think she's in it, isn't it? Next week. I can't remember who was in the cast list.
I stopped
the new
watching.
season. We'll only bring it up, you know, if Paige comes on and says, "Yeah, fuck WWE."
Right.
Pretty much.
She got suspended again, didn't she?
That might be happening soon. Later.
Again? A third one? 3 X's, you're out.
Well, you know, I don't know what the situation is. You know, she and her, she needs surgery. Let the two doctors go. And in that situation, if you have first-hand immune effect, then she got legit fucked up. You have a problem there. Because, like, you know, over paid, and you know, if you get not paid,
Right.
and you know,
Does.
get marooned, and concussions only happening or in Will Smith movies.
Doesn't help that she's got Alberto as a freaking, you know. What is so special about him? I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean anybody does. To be quite honest.
I mean,
Have to find out.
yeah, Total Divas is going to be skyrocketing in viewership because the whole male audience is going to go like, I got to find out what happened with Paige. There's got to be on Total Divas.
It's not going to be that quick.
Right.
Also, it's not going to be that easy. It's not going to be like, yeah, we. No. No. Let's talk about something real. Golden Troy. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Owen to say this happened.
This match happened.
Oh. Although we have to give whichever one it was epic credit. They didn't fuck up like Dana Brooke. And they actually got the leverage.
Well, I will say right now that this match had no right being on the show. I don't care about Golden Truth.
I can't say this should have been on Superstars because Superstars have no. So you know, fuck those.
How about instead of Superstars, we just don't do this match? That sounds like a great idea.
There's a whole show match.
I wouldn't even go that far.
I never thought of it like that, but that is.
It was 5 minutes long, and it felt like 5 hours.
It was 5 hours.
Crowd didn't care.
It's a 5-hour time difference.
Primo rolls up Gold Dust, puts his feet on the ropes, and takes the win.
Primo did it. Primo actually did what Dana Brooke couldn't.
It took Goldust longer to put his paint on.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is correct.
And then we get to Vince blows fucking artery or 74. So Cole says, I'm talking about women Survivor Series match. So coming out first, the team captain and the reigning Raw Women's Champion, Charlotte. Who I don't know what she's going to make up. but this surgery. Different to how it has. Just seems a bit odd. Because I haven't noticed that before. And you know, she says it's, you know, good to be the champ and good to be captain, and you know, all the women on SmackDown are drinking the blue Kool-Aid. On the date of the day when the woman that ordered the people in that led to the burning down of Waco died. I'm guessing they didn't know that by the time they actually did this thing. Otherwise, they might have changed it.
Yeah, maybe they didn't.
Funny thing is, I was in Waco earlier today.
What?
Yeah, seriously, not lying.
I was going to say something that was out of taste to the woman, but considering she died of Parkinson's, I'm actually going to respect it. But I was going to do something that was so foul.
Oh, that one.
Should have been a Braun Strowman match. But,
Oh.
Anyway. Next, Cole introduces Nia Jax, who gets somewhat of a response. And then when, you know, Cole asks Nia about, you know, what she did last week, and Charlotte goes, "Yeah, she was pretty awesome, wasn't she?" And Nia Jax grabs the mic and goes, "Shut up, bitch! I don't work for you." She pretty much said that. I don't think she said the word bitch. Then again, because we're in Glasgow, she might have done. Kevin Dunn could easily have edited it out. So then we get a person with experience, a former title holder, Alicia Fox, and the crowd just goes, "Who the fuck is Alicia Fox?" You can hear, you know, it was that quiet. You could hear the tumbleweed, and you're not supposed to hear tumbleweed. You're supposed to only hear the wind. That's how quiet it was. There wasn't even a wind. And so when they asked her, it was like, you know, how are you and I going to get along? It was like, well, Brad and Angelina, you know, their divorce is being sorted out. You know, and we can be, they can be civil about their divorce. Again, when we get the news that Angelina gets sole custody of the kids, except for a few times when Brad gets therapeutic meetings or whatever. I thought therapeutic things were things that people used as drugs. Are they TVs? Therapeutic something? I don't know the terminology. Damn you, Meltzer. You were supposed to teach me. Yeah, so Alicia does such a crap promo. Like, oh yeah, we can be civil. And then just like smiles, and it's like she's gonna wave and she thinks she's in a Miss World contest. Like, no. And then comes Bailey. Gets her entrance. Puts her hands up in the air. Nothing happens. And then by the time she gets in the ring, somebody managed to actually bother to turn on the tube man. So, backstage, Lackey, who was working the tube man, who works for Kevin Dunn, you just made the list. So then she comes out and she's starting to do her stuff. And hey, Bailey.
Oh boy.
And this goes on for 6 minutes.
Oh God.
They just keep doing. Bailey can't help but react to it. Nia can't help to react to it. Alicia can't help to react to it. Charlotte does her best to be the heel, as if she's trying to stop them. They don't give a shit. This is such a pro Bailey crowd. This is where the show goes out of his hands. And Vince probably backstage is going, "What the fuck? God damn it. I thought we had this sorted. These cunts in the crowd, like that 2 weeks ago in Minnesota. Why the fuck didn't they boo Brock Lesnar, even though Brock was in his hometown? God damn it." So it's like, okay, and Charlotte's like, well, here comes the 5th member, and Charlotte's like, no, I'll introduce the 5th member. The Bailey chant is still going. It's like, you need to pay some respect to this woman, because you know she's just as good. She's on the same level as the champion, and you know I have a lot of respect for her. The Bailey chant is still going. Here's the 5th partner, Dana Brooke. And Dana Brooke comes out. Her tits now are bigger than Nia Jax's body. What the fuck is going on? Like, seriously. I think Dana Brooke is a, trying to think. J cup. They're that big now.
Dana Brookback.
You know, she comes out and is in the ring, and it's like, yeah, what a team. You know, Charlotte's like, what a team this is. By the way, all the way through Dana's music, although you couldn't hear it because they clearly turned up the music louder, the crowd are still doing the Hey Bailey chant.
God.
Fuck about this segment. And to be honest, nobody should. The way they did this segment, the crowd deservedly needed to hijack it. And then, of course, Cole goes, hold on. That isn't who the 5th person is, though, is it? Actually, this woman. And then out came Sonny with vivid DVD. No. And yeah, Sasha Banks came out, and the crowd went, "Oh wow, Sasha Banks is here!" Woot, 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 and woot. And then when she got to the ring, the Bailey chants kept going. And it got into a squabble with like the 3 heels and the 3 faces. So guess what? It's a European tour. So it's a multi-person match to ease them up because they're working like slaves to Vince, the slave master. I mean, yeah. So it eventually revolves into a 6-woman tag, which was okay. This is where I get Cookie Monster's remix version. 2 of these things are not like the other things. I hate to say it, but Nia Jax might actually belong now.
Mm-hmm.
Nia Jax might actually belong. Alicia Fox, get the fuck out.
Yes.
Brooke, get the fuck out as well. The rest of you 4, pretty good. Ugh. I didn't mean to do that to sound like Tim Allen from Home Improvement.
It's fine. Bailey gets the win with a belly to Bailey on Charlotte. After Charlotte gets rid of Sasha.
Yeah, Charlotte got rid of Sasha, but then managed to accidentally super kick Jax.
Yes.
So we're teasing more tension
Of course.
because that's always the way. So then I think, yeah, I think then we had a segment with Seth backstage, and Charlie Caruso's there, and everyone else is going, "Where the fuck is Tom? I don't give a shit about this woman. Where the fuck is Tom?" And Charlie basically says, "Why did you choose to be part of the Five?" And this, once again, stupid question. In apartment 23. He goes like, "Look, Raw needs to win against SmackDown." When he says it, I believe it. When Stephanie says it, it's like, I don't give a fuck. So he says, I was given assurances, when we win about what happens. So, I'll make sure, tonight I'll end up on top. Or no, he says about the opportunities. Then Braun comes in and says, "I don't care about the opportunities. I'll break your leg like a twig." And Seth is just like, "Well, he's a good old friend, isn't he?" It sort of saves this gimmick because, Braun Strowman touched this promo and it just went, "Oh, well, that cunt's involved. Nobody gives a fucking shit." Meanwhile, during the night, because I remembered, but I didn't make note of it, they just hype up Goldberg and Lesnar, and then announce that the two of them will be going face to face for the first time in 12 years. On Raw this coming Monday in Buffalo. I've heard may or may not be in New York. And then, oh my word. I'm trying to delay this because I'm trying to get the call working because I want to play the proper list sound. Lana is here in the fucking greatest attire that she's ever had. So much so that I want the attire to be on my bedroom floor. Just saying.
Yes, that.
And then she says, "And now, people of America."
Botch. How do you? If that was wrote for her, then oh my god.
You know what happens, Lon? You know what happens when you fuck up where you're supposed to be, Lon? You know what happens when you know that you're in Glasgow, Scotland, and you say it's America? You just made the list! Oh, just... And then, also going on the list, fucking Rusev. Why the shit did you shave off the Logan Wolverine sideburns? Because when you had those sideburns, I fucking loved you. because that look worked fucking perfectly. And now he has no sideburns. He is a unit. He is missing his dick. It is that bad now.
Lana probably didn't like it tickling the inside of her thighs.
Oh God.
She can imagine. Yeah, but if she did, she could imagine it was Hugh Jackman going down on her, not Rusev.
Or me.
Oh God. Uh,
This is what happens when you go away for a month and a half.
I know.
And then we get to the best match of the night, even though it went shorter than it should have done.
Yeah, it went about 8.5 minutes. And basically we got to decide who was going to be facing Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title at Survivor Series.
Yep.
So, yeah, solid match. I very much enjoyed it. We get to the finish. Sammy with the low bridge hits the tope con hilo. Goes up top. It's a flying body press for the near fall. Blue Thunder is blocked, and Rusev stops him with a round kick to the side of the head. Goes for the charge in the corner. He misses. And Sammy charges in with a Luva kick, but he eats the JCBD kick. And Rusev heads up top after a near fall. Looks like he's probably going to be going for the Swan Dive headbutt, but he ends up getting caught with a version of the Luva kick, knocks Rusev off the top. Sami Zayn gets the win.
Sami Zayn versus Dolph Ziggler.
I have no problems with that.
And part one of the possible plan that I hope is happening starts to move into gear. Yeah. I think this is the part of the push to the Royal Rumble. Who he faces at WrestleMania, that's an interesting one that I still am not sure of. So I think you've got an option either way.
I have a lot of thoughts.
For it to be glorious.
Yes.
Yes, that pun was intended. Woo!
Glorious.
And then we get the main event.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't mean to say it like that, but Braun Strowman's in the main event of Raw. With
5 minutes. 5 guys. 5 guys in this match.
5 guys, 6 flags, 4 horsemen.
Yes.
3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and it isn't Christmas yet.
It is a Disney. Thing is, it's a non-title match. They go crazy. Rollins grabs a Singapore cane. And Braun Strowman's like, nope, that's not happening. Braun hits Roman with the reverse choke slam, which that movie's dangerous. Stop doing it. At one point, Reigns and Rollins work together, and they set up the Cerberus bomb on Braun, but Jericho and Owens to the rescue. A little bit later, Rollins ends up power bombing Jericho onto Braun Strowman through the table. We get to the finish. Owens eats the pedigree. Jericho pulls the ref. Seth hits the pedigree on Jericho. Owens with a super kick. Reigns walks in, hits the Superman punch. Owens falls on Jericho, and the referee counts 3. Very interesting finish.
Owens fell, though, was just perfect.
I loved it.
He just got it. He just got it perfect, as if he just fell wherever he fell, and just so happened to get the pin. And afterwards, he was like, "Oh God, I pinned Chris." Give me
Yeah.
the belt. I need to set. Oh, pink. Let's raise my hand. Like, he was such like. I mean, yeah, he's my best friend. But I got a title.
Yes.
But you know, he is. He has helped me out of a couple of. Yeah, give me the belt.
I also like the setup for the finish where Rollins is in charge, goes for the Falcon Arrow, Owens floats over, and he ends up hitting Avada Kedavra and gets a near fall. He goes for the frog splash. He finds nothing but the canvas. Owens goes for the pop-up power bomb, and that's counters into the pedigree, and then we go to the finish. This match was solid. I don't mind this at all. This felt like, I mean, Scott brought this up earlier. I think this felt like a house show main event or a dark match main event.
Well, you did have the Tron for the dark matches, because the Tron that you're getting for this UK tour is the generic Tron that they use for all the WWE live events. They can't even be bothered to do a proper Raw Tron.
Yeah, it felt really weird.
There'll probably be a better bloody Titantron for the ICW show in that same venue in 11 days, no, 13 days time. And that's glorious. Truly glorious.
Yeah, I think that's Raw.
Mm-hmm.
There's really not much else we can say.
Yep.
I mean, apparently Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are going to be on Raw next week.
They could have been on SmackDown. Apparently, she had to have a shareholders meeting. Despite the fact that fucking happened last week, we do read the media stuff. Because they had to cover up the fact that a shit ton of people watched WrestleMania for free and didn't stay on.
Oh, yeah, totally. I could see that.
And also after WrestleMania, because in terms of booking, there was a hefty drop off in numbers.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Back because Kevin's there, but I ain't got my hopes up.
So, yeah, like I said, I think it's our show. We're on cruise control, leading the Survivor Series.
Is it Speed 2 cruise control?
Yeah, close enough.
Where's Jason Patrick when we need him?
Oh, my God.
Probably look for the letter K in his name. What's up with that?
So we are.
That's Hurricane Helms. That's
boy. So we are two weeks until Survivor Series
and NXT.
and NXT Takeover,
That's the more important one.
which I'm very excited about. Obviously,
Yeah.
we'll go further into that on Wednesday, which we will get to see the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Classic.
Yeah,
We're going.
whoever that is against, because I think they've established it, but they haven't. Something.
It's not officially on television yet, but it's already happened.
Oh yeah, because it happened at the Calais Fournoyer shows.
Yes.
So I guess they're airing the next 2 weeks. Probably.
Instead of giving a title opportunity to Bobby Roode in Toronto, they're doing the All Canada match with Ty Dillinger.
I can't object to that.
I do not object to that. One iota. Asuka puts the NXT Women's title up against Mickie James, and Shinsuke Nakamura defends against Samoa Joe. Should be a great show.
I'm pretty excited for that.
Takeover is going to be great.
Joe,
Oh, yeah.
for ICW that same weekend, you've got Trent Seven versus Wolfgang for their world title. You've got Joe Coffey taking on Kurt Angle. And the other big one is the Black Label stable versus Mark Dallas's group, with the winner getting sole control over the company. And special guest enforcer, because Foley isn't there, some bloke you might have heard of called Finn Balor.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
I don't know whether we're even going to be able to watch that
Probably not.
on Survivor Series. We'll have to see. The main reason why we might not is because however long it is.
Right.
It's all got to start early. Yeah.
Oh, God. Let me put it this way. We're going to start doing this. We've done this before, and I'm going to continue it. I don't want to wait till 11:30 to start. As soon as the show is over, we're going right live.
Yep.
So
might as well be the trend.
That will be the deal from now on.
30, because they can do that now.
Get up in like 6 hours to go vote before I have to go to work.
Vote Quimby.
Yes. Vote David S. Pumpkins. So yeah.
Dumpster Mike. Oh, sorry.
Vote for Dumpster Mike, apparently. Yeah, like I said, I think that's our show. Not really much you can say about Raw. Like I said, we're on autopilot until the next pay-per-view.
Also, I just realised fucking Rhino won't be in the US if he wins his election.
Oh, well, that's true.
Like, here's the winner via satellite because he's on Skype because he's working for the WWE.
Well, we might as well talk about that real quick. So it's Dolph and Sami Zayn for their Continental title, Brock and Goldberg, and then we have 3 Survivor Series battles with the New Day, Sheamus and Cesaro, the Good Brothers, Enzo and Cass, and the Shining Stars, because that makes sense. Oh, taking on Slater and Rhino, Zack Ryder, and that goof that needs to be fired. American Alpha, the Usos, and a team to be announced. A lot of rumors going around about who that team might be. I would prefer it to be Breezango. Could be the Headbangers. Could be a lot of teams, really. Would not shock me if it was a team from the past. I think it'd be absolutely amazing if they ended up getting Demolition. Does not fit the demographic of the other team, but given the fact the New Day are about to break Demolition's all-time record for tag team titles, I think that would be a good idea.
You do know that WWE is in a court case with Demolition.
No, I did not actually.
I think one of the Demolition guys is one of these people that's suing them for, concussions and stuff.
That makes sense.
For lost revenue because of pay-per-view things, because of what they, signed before there was a network. Something like that. That's the main reason why Demolition's record's going.
Well, if there was no court case, I would say that would make a good idea for booking, but I guess not now. Yay. Ruin Owen's idea. Good.
No, I'm just making sure you don't, get lambasted by Jeremy Mills in chat.
Oh, no, I don't think that's going to happen. Then we've got Charlotte, Bayley, Nia Jax, Sasha Banks, and for some reason, Alicia Fox taking on Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Naomi, and 2 people that don't matter, Nikki Bella and Carmella. And then the really lopsided main event of Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds, taking on AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, somebody who's not over no matter how much they want him to be, and Dean Ambrose.
You're going to say Ogre from Revenge of the Nerds again because they might as well just be fucking switchable.
They're going to feud and then the world's going to explode.
Yeah.
So yeah, Survivor Series card. We'll talk more about that in the weeks and days to come here on the network. Wednesday Wrestling Popcast returns. I believe we're going to be going at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, straight after NXT and Luke are done.
Yeah, 9 o'clock on Wednesday night with the debut of another new member of the Popcast Network. He will be talking wrestling with us on the regular starting next week. Next week, as in tomorrow, technically. Now, as always, we're talking SmackDown, we're talking NXT. It'll be the moment. SmackDown, NXT. We're going to talk Lucha Underground, Ring of Honor, What Culture. All sorts of various things are going to be on. We're talking the Indies. We'll talk Cody Rhodes. All sorts. Everything we've been normally doing on the Wednesday Wrestling Podcast will be coming at you. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully I'll be able to be a little bit more prepared when things die down. Obviously, we are very busy with videos here on the network right now. AJ and myself filmed the Oscar video with Ashley today, and that's out. We have a brand new Versus, which is going up tomorrow, and stay tuned for that. A lot of new movie reviews are coming up, and a lot of things people have been wanting to be reviewed or going to be reviewed. So I got Sippin' Snacks coming up soon. I've got room reviews from Orlando coming soon. So a lot of content coming on the network in the weeks to come. And our final Halloween Horror Nights 26 Popcast is forthcoming. Information to be announced at Suro and Disney on Twitter when I know exactly where that's going to be headed. New blood coming to the network very soon, and already has. So yeah. So real quick. Yes, exactly. More ways than one. So yeah,
This truck's been really loud, so that's why I've been on like mute, and I haven't really said much. So then I can hear these guys talk. So
That's a positive.
yes.
right, this is a well, this is a Bluetooth headset. It's supposed to be noise canceling, and it ain't really canceling out noise.
No, it's not at all. So hopefully, perhaps we can fix that for the next time. So
Do how? Maybe stop. I don't know.
that could work.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Because, I mean, sometimes, especially on Monday nights, I'm usually running hard. So, because
Right.
I just ran through the weekend and picked up my load after I delivered on Monday morning, and it's work. That's what that is.
Fair point. So, like I said, that's our show. Real quick, I want to throw a big shout out to the newest member of the Popcast Network, Scott. Scott, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on the good old Twitterverse, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. The Bluebird. Great Traveling Scott, GR, the number 8, TRAVLNSCOTT. Keep up with me there. You never know. I post weird stuff sometimes. Well, I just don't post anything. But I like and retweet you, so there you go.
Yes, indeed. And Ashley?
Find me on Twitter. Ash is my name UK. Check out a whole load of shows for me and a whole load of other guys at snsradionetwork.com. And yeah, the aim will be, if I can fit it in, is to shoot up a video regarding sort of the stuff that's happened in TNA, Ring of Honor, all the sort of storyline stuff before we get to what we talk about, which is this past week's shows. So I'll be covering SmackDown, obviously not including the episode which is on tomorrow, which probably nobody will watch because of the election. Ring of Honor as they build towards Final Battle. I can't remember what the card was from the show that they just had. WCPW's just had the first part of its True Legacy show, or True Road, or whatever. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's True Legacy. TNA and that Halloween episode. Well, no, I guess it wouldn't be. I'll be able to talk about the Halloween one because my God, who needs green eggs and ham when you can have green beans and Nero?
I was there for that.
You were at the Hardy compound?
I was there for the Halloween episode when it was filmed.
Oh. When you were there, well, technically you were there for the last episode ever broadcast.
You're correct.
RIP challenge, but we'll get to that on Wednesday because that's just as convoluted. I'll save all the actual real TNA, shit for Wednesday because that's too much of a clusterfuck to even cover in a bit while I'll just play that bit from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure with the to be continued thing over and over again. But that'll be reserved for Lucha Underground because there's been some interesting developments in that. And then, of course, I'll probably run through some of the big results of the indies on Wednesday during the show, and then obviously do a roundup of all the results from this past week's main shows, which, as I say, there's at least a dozen shows we have to go through because three or four of the companies had 2 shows each because they wanted to piss me off.
Of course.
They knew the show was coming back that week. But then we've also got a preview of UFC coming up this weekend, one of the biggest shows that the UFC is ever going to have. I think this weekend or next weekend as well as Shimmer. I think it might be next weekend actually, but that's coming up. Trying to think if there's any other big shows. PWG still hasn't announced anything. Oh shit! I better go to PWG's Twitter just in case they've announced anything. If they have, I'm announcing it here. Or are they still waiting for dates? Oh, and also, of course, we've got New Japan Talk and all that stuff. Oh, apparently there is a PWG DVD and Blu-ray sale on right now. You get 5 DVDs for only $40 or 4 Blu-rays for $55. You go to prowrestlingguerrilla.com/merch. Just follow the links that they've got on their Twitter. I'll mention that again on Wednesday because you need to see PWG, bastards.
Yes.
Excalibur.
Indeed. So, as always, follow me on Twitter at Ciro and Disney. Follow the network on Twitter as a whole at Popcast Network. Check out our Facebook fan page at Popcast Network. And if you're so inclined, our Zazzle merch available at Popcast Network on Zazzle. New stuff coming soon. We're going to be tweaking some things, so stay tuned for more information on that. If you have a want to talk wrestling or Horror Nights with us, shoot me a DM or a tweet or just get a hold of me and we can possibly set something up. So some new people joining the Popcast Network very soon. Some people you're expecting, some people maybe you're not necessarily expecting. But I can assure you that the whole deal about moving from the listener to the viewer and then all the way to the participant, that's happening again. So stay tuned for more information on that. So in the meantime, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. Continue to follow along with the Popcast Network, and we're going to have some fun this year. 2017 is going to be big for a lot of reasons, none of which I will go into right now, but more details coming soon.
Yeah, we've just acquired the talents of Bill Langston. Oh shit, was I supposed to say that?
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
Exactly. So that being said, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. Thanks everyone that showed up in live chat tonight. Thank you to Jeremy Mills. Thank you to Whit Williams. Don't worry, your Horror Nights podcast is coming up very soon. I just got to cross T stuff, lowercase j's, get everybody all set for that. So thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
I would go woo, but then that reminds me of Rick, and we're not supposed to know he exists.